Welcome to Constant Struggle. I'm Nick Watson.
And I'm Brie Watson. And welcome. This is a podcast where Nick and I talk about all of the fun struggles balancing life and art. I gotta stop calling them fun struggles. Some of them aren't fun.
No, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Welcome to the cuddly pillow fight.
Yeah, that would have a different vibe.
Welcome to Slap and Tickle.
I don't know if a brother and sister should
shut it down.
That.
Shut it down. You're right.
So I'm a comedian. I do a lot of, and a producer and a writer and an improviser and a stand-up and a director and anyway. And Nick is a writer.
Indeed, and well, more like an editor right now.
You're an editing.
I know, which produces a lot of extra writing.
Right.
There you go. Okay.
And this is episode number 83. What is that right? Yeah, number 83, featuring Korri Birch, another improviser, sketch comedy writer, producer, and so much more. You're about to find out so much more about Korri. But before we get into Korri, Nick, let's do a real quick catch-up sesh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, kind of. I just covered it. I'm still editing.
You're editing.
I'm on to book 3, chapter 3. Yeah, book 3, chapter 3, editing.
Oh, that's great. So you finished 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And now it's just number 3, and then you'll be done editing?
Fart noises. No, it's like a first pass on 2 and 3, just so I'm making sure I'm not screwing up my timelines or anything like that.
Oh, great.
And then it's gonna be a really tight edit of 1, and it's gonna be. I gotta get it to the point where I'm gonna submit this.
Okay. To a publisher or to an editor?
Agent, publisher, editor, those people.
Perfect. I love that.
If all of that fails, then the internet.
The interwebs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see if ChatGPT wants to read it.
No, don't.
Everyone's getting it to write for them. Maybe it wants a book to read.
Don't give it to, because then it's just going to use it to give your stuff to other people for free.
What?
Well, we have lots of nice, fun chats about AI in this episode.
Okay.
So, let's pause the AI talk for now, and I'll let you know what I'm working on.
Yeah, what are you working on, Brie?
Since this episode has been recorded, I have had to withdraw my participation in Montreal Sketchfest. So all of the part where I'm like, I can't wait to go to Montreal has been rescinded. Well, I was still excited, I shouldn't say, because the new job I'm working starts the weekend I was supposed to be in Montreal, and I need to be at orientation. So that's unfortunate. Yeah,
well, there's a struggle for you.
Yeah, that's a big, stupid struggle. But I am still going to the Detroit Women in Comedy Festival the following weekend. And this summer, I'm still working on putting on a fringe show with David Lottie, friend of the podcast. It's called Hearsay, and it's a sketch comedy review based on the Fleetwood Mac album Rumors. So looking.
Oh, okay, clever.
Yeah,
it's a clever play on words.
You're welcome. All right, what do you think, Nick? Should we launch into the episode?
Yeah, we got to go, Brie. Apparently, this is a doozy.
It's a doozy because we spend a bunch of the time riffing with our dear friend and the incredibly talented Korri Birch.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay. We mean business.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. I want to tell you about our guest, but there's 2 different pages that I want to use, and I'm not sure which one I should go for. I actually, you know what? I do know which one.
Go with your heart, Brie.
But I just want to embarrass him a little bit because
cool.
He's great. Korri Birch grew up in the town of Markham, just east of Toronto. He started acting throughout his elementary school years and continued well into high school. Not all the way to the end. Well into it, yeah. In high school, Korri took dramatic arts and headed up the drama club. You know what? This is too much of a bio, and I feel like we're gonna lose.
I'm liking this.
You liked it? Okay.
Very serious.
Okay, all right. Well, it's because I've got the NPR mic going.
Mm-hmm. But you're not necessarily doing the salty nuts kind of talk. It's a good.
In high school,
medium.
Korri took up dramatic arts, and dramatic arts. He headed up the drama club. He was a charismatic executive member of the club and the leading man in several of the school's productions. You see, I feel like we're taking away from. Anyway, at the time of this bio, Korri continued his acting training through the classes at the Second City Training Center, which I'm sure he has now completed.
Oh, an improv guest?
An actor. Oh, yeah, get ready, Nick. An actor, an improviser, a comedian, a writer, a producer, voiceover artist, puppeteer, and teacher. Get ready, everybody. It's Korri Birch! Yay!
Hello.
The most fun is just seeing Korri patiently wait through that bio. Not only did I bring a very talented individual, but one of my very good friends. So get ready for
Yay!
Now, who is that you're talking about?
my brother Nick. I brought him, my brother and my best friend.
Best friend. Aw.
That's nice. That's good.
Sorry, Mr. Birthday Brie.
It's it's whatever. I mean, what's another year,
Are you right?
Nick, it's so sad that you're alone in your basement when it's such a beautiful day outside.
Oh, it's all right. I don't believe in weather.
No, good.
Climate denier.
Just every climate possible. No,
I don't believe it exists.
It's getting warmer. That implies it had a temperature before. Liar.
Fair. Good point. Good point. All right, Korri.
Hello.
I have the very challenging task of keeping this on track today, and I don't want to.
Okay.
So, tell Nick and everybody listening, about yourself.
I don't know, Brie. You know me.
All right, okay, let's do it. I want to say I was at a show the other night and in Hamilton, and the host of the evening, Matthew Serena, who I don't know if you met, but I do think the two of you would get along based solely on your mutual appreciation for Shrek.
Oh, all right. I almost randomly watched it yesterday.
Just random. It must be because you knew we were about to talk to Korri.
Okay.
Korri, are you upset that we already started talking about Shrek and the interview hasn't even started? It's like, no, tell me about my or talk more about my accolades.
Accolades of being in the drama club in high school, yeah.
Well, you're an award-winning comedian.
Just recently.
Korri,
that's a shared title with you and everybody in the cast.
That's right, which you spent 10 years working on, and I came in the last year and got to take home the glory.
Good job, Brie.
You're part of it for more than a year.
It was just like a year and a half, I think. Anyway, Nick,
it felt like forever.
Oh, good. I have that impact on people.
I don't know what the compliment, Brie.
I'm taking it either way, and I didn't think so either. Nick, Korri has run a show called Good News Toronto in Toronto.
Good news.
That's right. Where he was it was a parody. No, parody. It was news. It was a news-based comedy show.
Sure.
Silly. And every month for 10 years he was working on this show.
That's right.
And then this year he's like, "That's it. Fuck it. I'm done."
Were you just annoyed that the Beaverton kept stealing your idea?
Ooh.
I mean, the Beaverton was a great show. We love those folks there. No, that was good. We didn't steal anything. We've been doing it live and for making less money for much longer. So
what?
The Canadian way.
Exactly.
That's like our show's motto. Doing it forever and not getting any money for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's maybe it's because
that's what art is.
Yeah, I think so. Korri, at what point in your little baby Korri life did you decide you wanted to make the funnies?
I don't know if it was ever a conscious decision. It was just, I can't do anything else well, so it just made sense.
Have you tried to do other things?
No, my brain won't let me.
So I see that you're in elementary school and you're in high school and you were doing drama back then. Was that something?
That's right, yeah.
That's how you kind of got your taste for it, would you say?
I suppose so, yeah. I mean, I was doing like improv in like elementary school and stuff like that, and that was definitely the most fun of the school day.
How did that work out? Your school just had like an improv club or like a drama
Yeah,
program?
yes, and we did like improv games in I think it was English class technically, and we had
Oh,
a
okay.
drama class as well. So it's all vague. It's like 50 years ago now that that all happened. So who's to say?
Corey's 78 years old.
Yeah, I am not long for this world, so this podcast better go out soon.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll take at least a couple weeks.
Oh no.
He
So
might be gone.
promote stuff for next year. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be great though, because at that point we'll be able to do the in memoriam episode.
Yeah.
So you're doing drama. It's the only thing you ever wanted to do as a kid. You're never like, I want to be a general
Mailman.
manager of a mailman company.
The general manager of a mailman.
Yeah, I want to manage a mailman.
All right, Frank, we're
Just
gonna
one
try
mailman.
something different
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
How about
Yeah,
you deliver all of the mail?
Just
Yeah.
you. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm your general manager.
No, so no.
Yeah, no. It's been this. Yeah. This has been the main drive, but it's been a constant struggle as parlance for the
How? And why?
course.
Why would you say that right off the top? Even in high school, this was a constant struggle?
No. I mean, like in terms of making it a career, it's a
Right.
constant struggle. Yeah.
There was something that I saw in your workbook live page that I
Great.
absolutely loved.
I'm actively editing it as we speak. So
Corey likes to think of himself as a lion cub with great big paws.
oh yeah.
What does that mean?
The typing is hard.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That came out of I did years ago at the old Second City when it existed in the basement of a Shoppers Drug Mart. So prestigious. It was a like a casting director came from LA and was like giving notes on casting, and one of the main things was like, how do people see you? And that was one of the notes that the room gave to me.
A lion cub with the great big paws. Oh,
Yeah,
But what does that
that's all right.
mean?
That's pretty good.
I think like
You're good
like,
at
kind of
giving
like-
hugs?
no, I think like like I'm just reading it back now too, all the other things that was said, but like just kind of like my hands are like like a baby, a puppy dog with like the hands that are the paws, dog hands. I don't want to Photoshop a dog with hands. Like just like something that's like they have like the tools, but they're not
okay.
ready. Like they're like, oh yeah, like something's coming, but I don't know what to do with it.
But either way, it's adorable to watch.
Sure. I don't know. I would never call myself adorable, but
Oh.
yeah.
Well, maybe one of your constant struggles is self-esteem.
Perhaps. I don't know. Who's to say?
Nick, would you call yourself adorable?
No, not at all.
Is it a man thing then, maybe?
I don't know. I don't think I'm like. What about me is adorable? I'm a curmudgeon.
Mm-hmm.
You're an adorable curmudgeon.
Oh, okay then.
There you go.
You
Won 'em back.
whippersnapper.
I found there were two things there, Corey, that
Mhm.
I found interesting.
Sure.
How do you feel about the fact, because I've had to do, I feel like as a performer we all have to do this thing where it's like, what do other people, how are you castable? What do other people see you as? And how do you feel about that kind of pigeonholing? Because personally I think it sucks. Even though it is true, I'm sure.
If you can master it, it could be quite helpful.
I don't know though, because like I keep getting pigeonholed as mine was like, oh, you could play a nurse. I'm like, I don't want to fucking be a nurse,
What?
Or you could
That's
be
a great gig.
I don't-
Get series with that.
Yeah, but it's not funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've got syphilis.
Right? Anyway, so like even just like as adorable as a concept it is to be a lion cub with great big paws.
Sure.
How does I don't know, how does that help you as a performer, or does it, or what did you think about that whole process?
In terms of like doing that one,
Exercise, yeah. Anyway, I'm
it
digging
was
deep
it.
into that.
No. It was interesting for sure to see how people perceive you, because it's you can only see yourself from your own perspective, or your how you think that other people perceive you, or how you want other people to perceive you. So it was good to see like kind of the unfiltered version of that. I mean, still obviously filtered through the people's, because we just met these, like it was a bunch of actors that were giving these notes to you. So
Did you
it was like a bunch of peers, I guess you could call them.
did you know
Mhm.
you knew them? They were in class with you, or
No, it wasn't. It was like a weekend like
Mm.
seminar. Yeah, so this is like way way back.
I know.
I
I
haven't
just find these
thought
kinds
about
of
this.
exercises fascinating because it's
Mhm.
true. I've had like in at Humber, I had it was like a teacher be like, "Oh, I could see you going out for a teacher. I could see you going out for a nurse. I could see you going out for all these generic female jobs." Just okay, I get it because I'm a woman.
Yeah,
And you're white.
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
But also you were talking about the prestige of the basement of the Second City. But to be honest, I think that was most joyful Second City memories were in that basement. You know, like
For sure. Yeah.
when they brought it to the nine whatever the other space,
The Wayne Gretzky one?
yeah, it was all right, but I don't know, there was something fun about going down those stairs and being
Totally.
greeted
It felt
by
like you were really part of a cult, as opposed to like
Mm,
just the regular part of it, improv being a cult.
right, it was like a very specific cult within a cult, given the photos on the wall. And you know what,
That's
Those
it's
are the
something
best kind of cults.
there's something, it sounds so stupid, but there's something that I do miss about Second City, and that was everybody putting up their little show posters in the hallway, and nobody does that anymore. And it's like, oh, I don't know, comedy has been like cleaned up in Toronto, it seems, and it's I don't know.
Yeah. Bree's trying to get herself canceled. Comedy is too woke right
It's a
now.
way. No, it's just like let's have a billboard for God's sake. No, it doesn't look pretty. Well, I don't think comedy's supposed to look pretty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway.
I don't know.
I
Nikki
get it.
Glazer's really pretty.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anything, I don't know, any notable teachers or anything in elementary school or high school that are like follow your passions, or was it just like I like doing theater?
Yeah, I mean there was a couple in high school, I would say. I had Miss Weaver, who was great, very cool, fun teacher. Also Mr. Nicholson, who was my improv teacher, or like a drama teacher in high school. And yeah, he was always very supportive. It's interesting because I have him on Facebook, as you do with, all
All your old
All your
teachers.
English teachers, yes.
Yeah, actually, we
Brie
do
and
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
share this. Yep. Shout out to Mr.
Doug.
Janik.
yeah. But yeah, I have him on socials, and I think this was in 2020, I want to say. So like right before the pandemic, I went to Halifax for a gig out there, and I had some free time, so I did like a call out on like the Halifax Improv Facebook group that I found. And I was like, hey, is there any jams that I could jump on or do, or shows and stuff like that? So the night I landed, I hopped on this random show at this bar. I think it was called Good Robot, something like that. And I just did some improv with some folks, because like they reached out to me, and like we like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Did the show, and then I guess my old high school improv teacher slash drama teacher was living in Halifax at the time.
Hmm.
Didn't tell me, but then came to the show, and then afterwards it was like, oh, that was great. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell's going on here? There's
Oh, that-
also, yeah, go ahead.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was. But also, he was a very serious improv, like drama teacher, like very much so, like, don't touch the curtains, be on time, all that stuff.
Good
Very,
notes.
very nice man. Yeah, exactly.
Corey is a
Very nice
notorious
man.
curtain toucher.
No,
A
I just
lady curtain toucher.
no, just I think that there was some students that didn't particularly like his style of teaching, and I was fine with it. Like it's all good. But yeah, I was also like making like a bunch of like dick and fart jokes on stage because we were like doing like short form improv jokes, and like then I was like, oh, my teacher who is very a prim and proper man.
But did he enjoy
it? Was good. Yeah, he said it was so good to see me still doing it.
Well, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so you make friends with your teacher, who eventually stalks you in Halifax. And you go into
classic improv.
Yeah, classic. This was a high school teacher or elementary school teacher?
That's right. Yeah, high school. Yeah,
high school. Okay, so you do high school productions and improv and that kind of stuff, and then you got to decide, what do I do with my life? And Korri decides to pursue education, theatrical education, or no?
No, not really. No, just performing.
So after high school, you're like, I'm gonna just perform. And what does that look like? What does that transformation look like? I mean, like from high school to full-time performer, or to performer in Toronto. Were you still living in Markham at the time? Did you have to move to the big city? How did that? Tell me about that part of your life.
Yeah, I was in Markham for, most of my young life. I started doing background work on sets, which was interesting. If you watch the film Scott Pilgrim versus the World, you can see my shoulder at some point.
Awesome.
Those books saved me during a very difficult time in my young life.
Oh.
Yep. It got me through.
That's great. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, incredible. I have not read them. I cannot read. But it was fun being on set with Michael Cera and seeing that at the time of filming, he was exactly the person that he played in every film. If that makes sense.
Lovable goofball.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like between takes, he'd like hit the drum set and be like, and just like yeah, exactly. He'd be the most Michael Cera you could imagine.
It's fascinating to. I don't know what his role is going to be in this upcoming Barbie movie, but I am excited for it.
Yeah, it was very cool to see that he's part of it.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Catherine's like, we should get stoned and go watch that movie.
What?
I'm like, what? Who are you?
Since when does Catherine get stoned?
Never. It's not a thing that happens.
This is out of character.
I think it's from walking past the weed shops in Toronto every day to go to work. It's what it is.
Not Mississauga. Apparently you don't have them in Mississauga.
No.
Isn't that
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's not legal. It's the same with Markham as well. No weed shops there.
Where were you? What scenes was it in Scotty Pilgrim? Like, I love that movie and book.
Forgive me if I get the names wrong, but the Katiniangi twins, is that right? Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
When they were the DJs?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah. Ooh, all right.
So it's a big crowd scene.
It was like a rave thing. Where'd they shoot that?
It was supposed to be Lee's Palace. In the book,
it was not.
What?
Cherry Beach.
The lies.
Like a big, like, just studio there. Like a big, one of those just warehouse studios. Yeah, exactly. That's what.
I was wondering if it was maybe the government or the Ice House or whatever it would have been known at that time.
Did you ever go to the
It's
government?
It's probably a condo now.
It is for sure a condo now. Did you ever go to the government?
To complain and protest vaccines. Yeah, that's right. That was me.
Or the warehouse, which was then called the Cool House.
And then it was the docks, or that I think that was before, right?
Or is it a different place? Or that's not different? That's a different place? No.
Oh, who's to say?
Korri, how old are you?
I mean, it was right across the street.
Huh?
How old are you, Korri?
I'm in my late 70s.
Oh yeah, we already talked about that.
You're getting older as
the show keeps going. Korri, what?
I mean, technically, aren't we all?
Yeah, this is the oldest we've ever been, guys.
But it's also the youngest.
The youngest that will ever be. Yeah, that's right.
Sweet irony.
Yeah.
Appreciate every moment.
Yeah. As
That's
the
why they call it a present, guys.
That's right.
as the credit songs from Grown Ups 2 says, "Live every moment, love every day, because before you know it, your precious life slips away." What a tag
What a
for Grown Ups 2.
depressing concept.
Thank you, Adam Sandler, for all the laughs.
No, but it was a very upbeat song. So.
Okay. Good. You can never shit on Adam Sandler. That's the
I mean,
biggest takeaway. I think we could all.
you can. Like, he made a movie
But you'll
called
be
Jack
proved
and
wrong.
Jill.
Yeah,
And
It was also
bad.
funny.
It was a bad movie.
he got paid, baby. I think that he's living all of our dreams.
He
You know,
does seem very comfortable. I mean, he just won the
he
big one.
never wears. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Tom Mark Twain, Tom Mark Twain.
the Tom Twain Award.
Yeah, the one for Mark Twain's brother.
Who was
Yeah.
who loved movies.
Big reader. Didn't write.
No, he's a big fan of people playing themselves and their own twin siblings in feature films. This is
Adam Sandler.
no Tom Twain.
This is getting cut. Anyway.
None of this is funny.
No, but that is that. What I'll say is that is the dream, though, right? Getting, because like he's really figured it out. Like they were talking about that movie.
Taking your friends on trips to Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly. Like when he made the movie Blended with Drew Barrymore, where they went to Africa. He's like, I'd never been to Africa, so I was like, I just pitched a movie where I was in Africa, and then they made it.
The joy is to be as incredibly successful as you can, so that you can start making moves and films that,
for sure,
regardless of the plot or the writing, get made because you're that popular of a human being. Is that what you're striving for, Korri? To be a Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I would love to be the Adam Sandler of comedy.
Well, I think it's a noble goal.
Shabadoo!
Aim high.
I do love his dramatic roles.
Yeah.
Both
You're talking about Click or
Click was good. I respected Bed Bath and Beyond so much more after that movie.
They
that
don't
Beyond
exist.
section.
They don't exist anymore. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did a whole story about that on Good News. They went to the Bed Bath and Great Beyond. That was the joke. They got tempted response, so that was accurate. It was a fun time doing background. It was cool to be on sets and see how stuff got made and like kind of, hear the like all the terminology and stuff like that.
Was your interest always like were you like, I want to do on camera stuff, or was it more
theater? Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, I like theater. I like the process of theater. I like the rehearsal process a lot, and like really doing that. That's why I enjoyed like for our Sketchfest show, like getting those in-person rehearsals back going. That was really fun and good. And it's good to get like the show in your bones type of thing, like just by rehearsing it like to death in person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I also really love the film and television, and that's definitely an end goal, but nobody will hire me, so
talk to us about that. Do you have an agent? Do you have what does that look like for Korri?
Well, that's the struggly part.
Yeah, what's your day-to-day, in that department?
Pretty non-existent as of right now. I was looking for agents, and then the pandemic hit, and then slowly but surely getting back out there, and doing like submitting myself to stuff.
I'm surprised to hear that you don't have an agent, because you do so much, Nick. And I don't know if like Nick, because he doesn't know you as well as I do. Korri's like one of the like hardest working improvisers in and sketch comedians in Toronto.
I think that's an oxymoron.
Okay,
hardworking improviser.
He shows up there unprepared often.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the job description.
Yeah.
You're doing it right, is
Exactly.
what it sounds like.
Recently he started, well, I don't know how recent this is, but recently he started, I guess, a a new avenue that is everything improvised. So he'll take like popular television shows and movies and things, and we'll improvise different, episodes of whatever. We just did Succession. You did White Lotus. You did Monday Night Raw.
Where are you doing? Is this part of Improv Niagara? Because I'm seeing you retweet these shows quite often.
No, it's because Korri casts me in them, despite his better judgment.
Where are you doing it, Korri? Is it in Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto, mainly at Comedy Bar and
sure.
SoCap as well. But I will say that it's not a new avenue. I started doing it, I think, around 2017, maybe 2015. Whenever Riverdale first debuted, I did Riverdale Improvised because that show was so insane and so wild and such a departure from the Archie comics. So let's have these teens and make them brooding and sexy, and I was like, this is like rife for
I think
parody.
you should still be able to count 2017 as recent, because you got to take out the pandemic years. It's almost, those like didn't happen.
Yeah, we
and not in a denial kind of way. In a you couldn't put on a show.
Oh, well, Korri, why don't you tell Nick about what you were doing during the pandemic?
Oh, here we go. I put on several shows.
Truly, yeah. It kind of kept me sane throughout the pandemic. I was doing, I kept my show Good News, which is, I don't think we've really touched on it in any major way yet, but it's like a news parody show, satire, kind of like The Daily Show, but Canadian, so more polite.
We did. Remember, Nick said the Beaverton kept stealing.
Yeah. But like, it's been like 10 years, and so when the pandemic hit, I was like, this format works.
Yeah, it does.
Right,
like it would work on Skype perfectly well.
Exactly. Yeah, Skype. Nobody uses Skype. It's crazy that
it was
Skype
big on MySpace, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's crazy how big Skype dropped the ball during the pandemic, and then Zoom just ate their lunch.
I can't wait to download all those episodes on Kazoo.
Yeah.
Kazaa.
on your Zune.
Shazam.
Morpheus.
Morbius is a great film, one of the best. Have you seen it, Nick?
I did not. Catherine went to go see it. I'm like, why?
It's incredible.
Catherine
is it really?
Nick's wife, for context.
Yeah.
She's my improv partner in life.
The opening scene of Morbius, if I recall correctly, Dr. Michael Morbius, played by Jared Leto.
The finest actor of our generation.
Yeah, I would say. Gets out of a helicopter and is using a like mobility device, like crutches.
Right. Yeah.
And he like exits into this like exotic location, walking towards a cave of bats, vampire bats, if you will. And then somebody from the distance yells, "Do you need a doctor?"
Wow.
And Dr. Michael Morbius responds to this unseen person and says, "I am a doctor."
Yes.
Captain Morbius, let's go. Incredible.
God.
Incredible cinema.
Was this the first script generated by AI? Or did a human get paid to write that?
Still TBD. I mean, yeah. It's that Adam Sandler thing all over again. Who cares if it's gonna
Sandler really wanted to go to a bat cave in Nicaragua. So
another interesting fact about Morbius, now that we're there.
Oh, God. Yes, please.
I'm so upset that
it
doesn't know you.
it made more money than Everything Everywhere All at Once until that film, I think, won the Oscar. When that film won the Oscar, and then people started, downloading it like on whatever streaming service, whatever. And
was it the first movie that came out after the pandy?
Morbius?
Yeah, I feel like it was an early, like not counting Florida, they were open the whole time.
I think
just
Maverick,
coughing in each.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Maverick was.
There's a bunch of like pandemic like big swings. There's also Quiet Place 2 and like just a bunch of movies that were like delayed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Morbius was definitely the box office powerhouse, and they brought it back. Did you hear this too?
I heard it got voted like they have to call it Morbius 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's Morbin time. But they did bring it.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. It left the theaters because it wasn't doing incredible, but then because there was a bunch of meme culture and stuff like that online,
Uh-huh.
the studio's like, oh, people like this movie, let's bring it back. And then they did, and it's tanked all over again.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
It's-
But anyways, I was doing Good News Toronto online throughout the pandemic from I think I think we had a show booked at the end of we did Sketchfest 2020, which is like the beginning of March, and then Comedy Bar shut its doors, and we
Even
had
that was a little controversial. I remember them getting a bit of flack for doing shows still.
Yeah. So this was still like the early weeks of March. So like
Okay.
nothing was clear, and like no there was no guidelines necessarily. And shows kept happening a little bit after that, but we had like one for the end of, because the show usually happens on the last or fourth Friday of the month. And so we had one booked for that March, and then Comedy Bar shut down, and then immediately I'm like, well, this could exist online. And then I did that and just kept doing that, and reached out to new cast members and kept the show going. And it like you said, like it makes sense to do this kind of show online. Like you don't necessarily need a lot of
Studio
pizzazz.
time.
Exactly. Yeah. It definitely works as you were just telling news type jokes.
That's not the only thing you were doing online during the pandemic. I think like you of all the I know of all the improvisers I know, you were one of the only ones who was still performing pretty regularly and getting really involved with different performance groups worldwide.
That's true. Yeah. So I did a bunch with a group called Extreme Improv over in the UK. It's mostly like short form improv that they do, and like I found this global calendar that just had a bunch of improv jams. I forget exactly who created it, but it gave the details of when they happened, what they were, and yeah, I was just attending as many as I possibly could because there was nothing else to be done. It was a lot of fun, yeah. And I did some with like people in like Barcelona. I did some with people in India, and yeah, it was incredible. I also through these online jams got hired by a company called Smack in Shanghai, I think is one of their headquarters, like ZMACK, and I ended up teaching improv through their company.
Oh,
online.
cool.
Are you still doing that?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, is it
It was good
Because you did
like,
such a good job. They all know how to do improv
they know
now
how
in
to do it
Shanghai.
now. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was more so that like they've tempered down their online like classes. Like I think like a lot of
Of
schools,
course.
because
Yeah.
all the improv schools are like, you could still do this online. Give us your money. And I get it, because it was definitely a struggle for, like, we saw like a lot of theaters close for sure, right? So
Yeah. I guess one of the nice things about it is the bigger institutions it gives them the possibility to teach their classes even though there are people who are nowhere near Chicago, let's say.
mm-hmm.
Or
That's right.
New York or LA or whatever.
Yeah, truly.
Or
Yeah.
London or whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I
all the
some
big cities is what I'm getting.
classes
Madison,
with-
Wisconsin.
That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
huge improv scene in Madison.
Yeah,
Love the
yeah,
the Maddies.
yeah. I did some class with the Groundlings and UCB as well during the pandemic as well, just because like I was like, oh, I can do this now. That's great.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
how did that go? What was your experience with that? I've known a couple people recently who have been taking some Groundling stuff, and I'm fascinated by their
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah, no, it was very cool. I think for that one, it was doing a pitch deck thing with them, so I was a bit different than like their standard, because I didn't want to really do their improv program online, just because I don't think it would translate as well. But
So is that a goal too for Korri? Is that a like get me out of Toronto, move me to LA kind of thing?
I mean, who's to say? It would be definitely fun, but I don't know how feasible it would be. There's been a few folks from Toronto that have gone that way, like Eli Henry, Lisa Gilroy, a third example. Yeah, so like it is definitely possible, but I mean, yeah, it's definitely a big leap.
Yeah.
There might be more chances though, because like since the pandemic, there's the studio in Mississauga that's sprung up. Hamilton's getting a lot more filmy things.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, yeah, even I think Markham's getting a big studio too.
Mm.
Can you talk about the decision to stop Good News and what your did you have a plan for what you wanted to focus on after that, or was it just kind of I'm done doing this one thing and I'd like to move on to something else?
I think it was just 10 years seemed like a good round number to be doing a show for.
Did you ever
Yeah.
pitch Good News to anywhere?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I should. Do you want to do that? Let's do that.
Okay.
CBC
Truly.
digital.
Truly,
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like over and over again since I've been doing comedy, there've been rumors and yeah, I mean, I guess
Innuendos.
rumors and innuendos and you
About-
know, yeah, incidents and accidents, allegations
about Brie Watson. Yeah.
about bringing like a daily show, I guess daily show type. I mean, I guess there's 22 minutes. I guess there's
Yep.
22 minutes, but like, there's
yeah.
got to be more than just 22 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that anybody's clamoring for it though, I think is the thing, right?
I know, like, so do you know Ned Petrie,
Yeah,
friend of
he's
the
a
podcast, Ned?
Good
He
boy,
had-
yeah.
Yeah, he had pitched his panel show to CBC, and that got pretty close. And then Kevin Crawford's panel show got picked up.
Oh yeah. Because news, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, but we don't have like so we've got 22 minutes, but we don't
Yep.
have like a Canadian kind of late show.
John Oliver.
Yeah, or that kind of thing. And that
So I should do a British accent. Okay, I got it.
well, you should hear Corey's British accent. It's pretty stellar.
Hello, governor.
Yeah. Right? Look at that. Or if not John Oliver, then maybe you know.
Do South African.
No, God.
Yes.
Uh,
It's more New Zealand, I think. Yes.
yes.
My optometrist as a child was from South Africa.
Your
name's like-
optometrist's child is from?
No. My when I was a child, my optometrist was not.
You
a
don't
child.
have the same optometrist you did when you were a child?
No.
No,
What's your
adult
eyesight
eyes
like?
are very
Yeah.
What's your prescription, Corey?
The reason I say is because he would go 1 or 2, 1 or 2, which is clearer, which is worse, 3 or 4.
You could just record yourself
Yeah.
doing that, and I think people would pay to buy it. It sounds
That's like an
very relaxing.
ASMR gig, right?
Mhm.
Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Once went to the I'm not good with the people touching my eyes.
I don't think that's a common thing that people enjoy.
I bet there'll be people into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
There's
If you can
perverts
think of it,
everywhere.
it's what, Rule 23?
Before the pandemic, I remember hearing about like people who would like rub their eyeballs against each other. Oh, Brie, are you okay? Yeah.
There's also that craze of vodka eyeballing too, right? Where you
That
can-
sounds, I think it was right around the same time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eyes were big in the early 2000s.
Well, I think what we're trying to say here is that we deserved the pandemic.
Mm.
Yes, we had
Yeah.
that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
People tried to warn us about it, and
They
they're
did.
all nerds, so
Yeah.
fuck them.
Idiots.
Fuck them. Let's rub our eyeballs together.
Yeah.
Yes.
What your plan now is? It just to focus on the everything improvised all at once, or
No. I mean, we got that Montreal Sketchfest show that I got to focus on too.
what? Tell us about that.
You're in it, Bree.
What?
You're
Huh?
in it.
This is
You have to book
Co-
a hotel, Brie. Come
This
on.
is, yeah, this is great. Corey's like, okay, there's only a couple more episodes of Good News Toronto, and then we're done forever. Oh,
Mhm.
by the way, we got into Toronto Sketchfest. Oh, by the way, we got into Montreal Sketchfest. What's next, Corey? Where else is Good News Toronto going?
Look, who's
Look,
to
we got
say?
into San Francisco Sketchfest.
Winnipeg.
We
Yeah,
got into the Winnipeg Fringe Festival. We're going to
Yellowknife.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Let's go. Yeah.
Montreal. Have you done Montreal Sketchfest before?
No, never.
I haven't. It's been. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Good. Good bit.
Have you done anything in Montreal? Have you visited the city before?
Yeah. Again, probably 2018, 2019, I did Yuck Yucks there.
They have a yuck, le yuck,
They
yucks.
they did. They do not. I think after I performed, they closed it down.
Yeah,
They
that makes
said
sense.
no more. One of my friends at the time, Matt Shuri.
Not your friend anymore?
I just haven't been in contact with him in a while. I don't even know what he's doing. He's a
Okay, well,
very nice
Matt,
man.
reach out. Corey's missing you.
Yeah,
He would
yeah.
love to get in touch with. He's a very big listener of this podcast.
Yeah, I
don't
know.
if you knew this.
But yeah, he was a pretty well-known comic here in Toronto. Was doing like all the shows, and then he moved out to Montreal briefly to get more because like they have a lot, I think, more comedy opportunities there, at least for stand-ups. Like it's a big. I mean, Toronto's got like quite a few as well, obviously.
Yeah,
But
well,
Montreal's-
just for laughs is very established.
Exactly, right? And like, yeah, so like there's a lot of comedy hubs there. So we moved there, and then he's like, "Hey, do you ever want to do my show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, great." So I went out there and it was at the Yuck Yucks that they have there, and it was very fun.
So you do stand up as well.
That's right. That's what I did in Amsterdam last year.
You just keep drops. I feel like this is very indicative of like the Korri career. It's just like when something comes up, I'm gonna go.
Mm.
Is that about right, or is there like,
Sure.
do you have like a goal, like one in particular, or anything that you're working towards, or is it like I'm just gonna keep doing the work and see what comes of it, which is very improv, like soul of an improviser, heart of an eagle, wingspan of a
Stork.
Look, I was once told that I'm a lion cub with paws that are too big. That's my approach.
That's your approach. I wish.
Fluffy lion cub.
One of the sad things about this podcast is that we're like, though we are filming our faces and our reactions.
Yeah.
Korri laughs silently.
That's a stand-up thing, though, right?
That's him just there laughing. So people are gonna think, "Gee, there's a lot of awkward silence in this episode," but it's just Korri silently smiling at himself in the back.
Brie, we'll use an AI soundtrack.
Okay, we gotta stop with the AI. All right, they're gonna take over, and I for one, am not gonna stand by it.
They already are taking over.
Yeah, I for one am looking forward to working with our robot overlords.
Overlords, yeah. In case you're listening.
Oh God.
Bleep blorp. So goals. I think Brie, it sounds like you want Korri to have more focus on his goals and less on his tiger hands.
No, I'm just curious.
Hands.
I'm just curious about what happens in Korri's mind, because Korri's everywhere.
All at once.
Everywhere, all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Yeah.
So, you've got a beautiful wife.
Thank you. Yeah.
And she's okay with you just going out all the time. Did you just look beside her or just look at her?
No, I was looking towards where she is in the.
It's like checking that she was still beautiful.
She's monitoring me right now.
What is his response?
Yeah.
Beautiful wife, 18 children.
Yeah.
All with freakish cub hands.
Yeah. I have a real hard time moving around. Yeah. What's next for Korri Birch?
Who's to say? We got Montreal Sketchfest coming up. That's I just focus on the next thing. But yeah, we got Succession Improvised first in about a week, and then Montreal Sketchfest, and then we'll see.
Your experience is so vast.
We have to go to puppeteering at some point.
Okay, Nick wants to know about puppeteering. Tell us about.
Yeah, was that during the big puppeteering craze of the late 90s?
Late 90s.
On the back of being John Malkovich.
Korri's just
It's a puppet.
Who is this?
The puppet that I created.
And when did you create a puppet? And what is their name? I don't want to assume his gender.
Well, yeah, this was again at the old Second City in the shopper's basement. Yeah, I took a class with his name's Kanya Chan. He now works for the Henson Company.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, he's a very, very good boy. It was a lot of fun. I just wanted to, get a depth of experience in all different forms of comedy and try a little bit of everything, everywhere, all at once. And it was it was a very fun class, and there's two. There's one of like how to use a puppet, and then one of how to make a puppet. And
I wonder, is that a bit like the clown stuff where you have to create your clown? You have to form the personality of the puppet as well?
I suppose if you chose to do that, you could for sure.
If you're a puppet master?
Yeah.
Does your puppet
Master
have
of
a name?
Puppets. Not particularly, no.
Can you give him one right now?
Brie Watson.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
that's a really good name.
Yeah, it's one of the best names.
Yeah, it is. It's Puppet's Instagram is already more popular than mine.
Yeah, but I found there wasn't really a market for puppet
Puppeteering?
shows. Yeah, not in Toronto, at least not for like live shows.
They
But there
weren't
yeah.
ready for it.
Yeah,
It's where the real comedy is happening.
Yeah.
In the world of puppets.
He's a
Puppetry of the penis was always a big thing in Edinburgh.
My buddy Christine Von Hagen is the host of that show.
yeah,
in
she's-
Las Vegas.
she's very funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
what is
Korri-
next for Brie Watson is my question.
that's not
What do you
that's
do?
not the
Huh?
podcast. That's
What?
not how the
It's
podcast.
not.
works.
What's
No,
next?
well,
What's for next for Nick?
more editing, more the
Oh.
same. Yeah.
Nick,
No, you-
did you just get a promotion at work?
Yep.
Why
What-
why
what-
the
What
throat
is your
clearing?
What is your
I
work?
coughed midway
Oh.
through.
I thought it was like yes, I did.
Oh yes, business. I do financial servicey stuff for
Okay.
a huge multinational American bank.
Oh, okay.
Business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the big things that we talk about on the podcast, Corey, is like how do we balance that kind of stuff, our day jobs and our
Yeah,
creative
'cause-
life.
Yeah, because I get zero money from my creative stuff because it's not ready for public consumption yet.
Not ready for prime
Mm.
time. But I
What do you mean
suppose
not
Nick,
ready for public consumption? The world's not ready for it, or it's like
Yeah, my art,
been
my
banned in a lot of countries.
it's going to be super banned. I went out of the way to make it as no, it's not. It's
Super
like,
Band was my favorite Michael Cera film, is what I'll say.
so good.
Super
Super
Band.
Band?
Yeah.
Was that the one where there are racist musicians in the South?
Oh no.
I mean, like I wouldn't. That sounds like
Quentin
honestly, it
Tarantino
does
film.
sound like
Yeah.
I was gonna say it kind of does sound like if Tarantino and Apatow got together to make a movie, then
God, it'd just be an hour of a guy playing the guitar with his feet.
whoa.
And saying the N-word.
Oh God.
Tarantino, baby.
There's
It writes
there's
itself
nothing
yet
we can
again.
use- There's nothing we can use in this podcast. So
No,
far,
for
so.
sure. Let's burn it to the ground. When do we start recording, by the way, Brie?
Oh yeah, never, never. It's just small
Okay,
talk
good.
until then. What about you? Did you have a day job? What's your day job, Corey? You got one?
Yeah, just a server.
That's a popular one for actors.
Yeah.
Right? Do they give you like or is it a pretty flexible job? Right?
Yeah,
So I'm telling
yeah.
you
Did you
this
just
because
ask about points of flair?
But how
were
many
you about
how many
it?
pieces of flair do you have to wear at your
Oh,
job?
all the flair. Flair Air, baby. I'm sponsored by Flair Air.
I have taken their flights, and
Okay,
they
good.
are right up there with their reputation.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying this because I've got to go back. I'm going to have to go back to work. So this is like a real, it's a real conversation about
Okay.
the the constant struggle. I'm going to have to go back to work, and I consider serving is a popular location for
Sure.
location, popular avenue for
Vocation.
vocation and location and smocation.
Sure.
Staycation for actors, right? Because usually they're pretty flexible. Usually if you can't do a
Oh.
shift, usually there's somebody who'll take it for you because let's say you got to go for an audition or this or that. Do you find your place is pretty good for that?
Yeah, it's fine. It's not my passion, but yeah, that's one of the reasons that it's fine. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I think perhaps the funniest experience I had was years ago when I was serving a table. I was like, "Hey, friends, can I get you anything to drink?" Hey, anything to drink, friends? And then eventually I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "Oh, we didn't know you were talking to us. We're not your friends." And I was like,
Oh my God.
What
You
a
know?
horrible thing.
"Yeah."
Oh,
Like
we
instead,
don't like you, server man.
but like instead of being like, hey ladies, could I get you some cocktails? Like, hey guys, like I didn't want to, gender it or whatever. So yeah, I was like friends, and then
Hello, fellow humans.
exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Korri, I think you're our friends.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I
Like
think
Nick
I like Nick better already.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That happens a lot.
Literally never happened.
They just don't tell
Never
you
been the
because
case
you're
at all.
Yeah.
We're actually the same person. Just
Oh wow.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we just misgendered each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah.
Tell me about your siblings.
Yeah, how are they doing?
They're
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I have a sister. Her name
Oh,
is yeah.
Also Korri?
Take a guess. Take a guess.
Jory.
No, I'm not gonna.
Lori?
It's a real name, Brie. Okay, you're getting
Lori is
closer.
a real
No.
name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Jory for sure not.
Okay, so it's not Lori, but does it start with a K as well? Why does
Yes.
this? Okay, is it? It does. Okay, so it's all K names.
I'm gonna go Karen.
Oh no.
Okay.
No,
Katrina.
we hate it, Karen. No.
Catherine.
No. So you're
Caitlin.
going too far.
What do you mean I'm going too far? What do you mean I'm
Wow,
going
Away
too
from
far?
my name. From my name.
Oh, Korri.
Colby.
Carrie.
Carrie is right. That's right.
Carrie and Korri.
That's correct. Yeah.
What's wrong with your parents?
They were hill people. Didn't have a lot of technology. Didn't know how to spell the name either. That's why it's spelled the way it is.
I have no problem with how it's spelled. I think it's a
Right.
nice, unique spelling.
Wrong. It's the other way to put that. It's the wrong spelling.
All right, what's tell us what's your are your parents, have they always been very supportive of your stuff?
Yeah. Like they are acutely aware of it and think it's good.
That doesn't mean they're supportive.
I mean,
being aware
yeah,
of it.
Yeah. No, they
They come to see your stuff every once in a while.
sometimes, yeah. My mom lives in Huntsville, which is a bit
Alabama.
yeah,
kinda
Huntsville,
far.
Alabama. That's right. Yeah. Dogs like it is. Yeah. So every once in a while, when I was doing more theater stuff, they would come to that type of thing. But like when you do like shows in Toronto, like just random improv shows, comedy shows, that there's too much. Like I think you probably understand this, Brie. Like after a certain point, like people just like, okay, yeah, we get it. We see what you're doing, and we'll make it
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
let's
Have fun with your little friends.
Exactly.
Here's an example, Korri.
Yeah.
How many shows have you and I done together?
I don't know, a lot.
If you were to guess, like if you were to give it a number.
Like good news shows or just shows in general?
All shows, like improv as well.
Probably over 100.
Right?
Yeah.
And how many times have you seen this guy?
Oh, I've been loving this. I saw this one coming the whole way. It was
Oh, wow.
amazing.
I was
Yeah.
gonna milk it a little longer, but
Oh,
Where are you calling from
good.
today, Nick?
Bangkok.
Oh, okay, very good. So
No, Mississauga.
exotic Mississauga. Didn't even hear an accent. That's
Exactly.
crazy. That's
Bree, can I tell you, it's also going to get worse
what does that
Oh.
mean?
Are you announcing
because
that?
my Go bus is being canceled. If I want to get into work now, I have to take a Go bus down to Clarkson and hop on the Go train to go into Toronto. So I'm just going to be driving in for work going forward.
Oh.
And the same applies if I want to come home afterwards.
Me
So
too.
who's responsible for the cancellation of is it the Mississauga or is it the Doug Ford?
No, it's Go
Lord.
Go.
It's-
Okay.
or Metrolinx or
Do you know what
whoever.
Go,
Right.
do you know what Go stands for?
Government Ontario.
That's right.
Yeah.
Doug
And the
Ford.
little logo is the words Go. Oh, Doug Ford. That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
but de facto, he is responsible.
Mhm.
I
He
think
could go
he
fuck
probably-
himself.
Yes. I'm sure he cut a lot of them. But why? Was
I
it
think they're
just
working
not a
more
pop-
on the trains, to be honest.
Well, why don't you take the train from
I am
Streetsville?
too early for the train.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, here's
just-
another question then, because one of the reasons you were working so early was because you had to
The
keep
kids.
an eye on your kids, and now they're like kind of old enough that they
Yeah.
need constant
How old are your
supervision.
kids? Are they in their 40s now, or what's going on there?
They're roughly 38.
Okay,
think.
almost there.
Yeah.
Almost
Both
there.
of them.
Yeah, same time. They weren't twins. They get just kind of merged.
Yeah,
through
they,
the
they,
aging
they, they
process.
aged up together. They caught up.
Yeah.
That's good.
I blame COVID 100%,
Yeah.
even though
Totally.
it didn't happen.
It's long COVID.
Shit, where were we? Did we have an honest question? I had lost myself in the sauce there.
It was
Go. Okay, no, that's no one wants that.
Go Bus related.
Go. Okay, no, that's no one wants
Why?
that.
Why Nick doesn't want to see my
Oh,
improv
yeah.
shows?
Okay.
Yeah, why doesn't Nick go see Korri's shows?
We just met, and I can't believe you haven't come to the show yet.
That is 100% on me for not going to your shows. Or it might be your fault for not hosting it in my basement.
That's true.
We
Have you ever
can-
thought
we
about
can take
having
that
a show?
How many does
I
that
am
basement
now.
seat?
Yeah,
It
how many
could
people? What's the
fit
capacity?
about the same as the room that Brie would perform at the
At Comedy
Comedy
Bar?
Store.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean,
Yeah,
there'd be
famous comedy
sightline
store.
issues because like the stage would be in here, the audience would be in the other rooms. So
What's the split between the performers and the bar? Do we get to keep our ticket sales, or do we get part of the bar?
I'll just
50-50?
follow whatever Comedy Bar's model is because
Okay,
that place is great. I love
So
their
we gotta-
decor and their general vibe. So
We got to pay for a tech then.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Comedy Bar is great.
or they're in the show. Is that-
Sometimes.
no? Yeah. Okay.
Tech?
Every once in a while. Well, because Nick used to come to Guess Who's Coming to Improv, which Korri was a guest on once.
Yeah.
And
it was
which
never
the
asked
show
again.
doesn't exist. Well, to be fair, the show ended shortly after that, and it wasn't your
Yeah,
fault. It was
yeah.
because-
Mostly my fault. Yeah, again.
Oh, it was
Yuck,
mostly
yuck,
the
Shut
Montreal
it down.
closed. It's closed.
No, it's
The
because
pandemic
somebody who
started
owns
because
the
of it.
bar just never gave me the spot back.
Okay.
Oh, it's not awkward.
Yeah, no, whatever. It's fine. I don't need to run a jam anymore. I think it comes to a point in time where you realize maybe you don't need to run a jam anymore. That being said, I run a jam in Niagara.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I guess I do still run.
Yeah,
jams.
but Niagara needs it more though. What you
Niagara needs stuff.
say? Stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
Stuff.
totally.
Because
Or-
if it isn't improv, it's a Roy Orbison cover band.
Ooh.
I mean, also good. Roy Prov is
Ryan.
fucking great.
Roy Prov.
Ryan.
Is that was crying a
For
Roy
you.
Orbison song?
Yeah.
Yes.
What Roy Orbison song would you go to? What would your default be, Nick?
Damn it! Now I only know crying.
Mm.
Does he have happy
songs?
Pretty Woman.
That'd
That'd be pretty good.
Walking down the street, pretty. Are we gonna get close to this? Are we gonna get some lawyers suing us for using?
I think we could use up to a certain amount of time of the song. So as long
And
as
how
it's, like,
good? How
shorter
good does it
than
have to
30
be? I think that's the other question.
Well, I mean,
Also,
think
how
that was
old is
pretty
that
good.
song? It might be public domain.
Yeah, I think it came out when I was in my early 20s. So
Yeah, I bet you courted women to that song.
Just crying. Why is he doing that?
I don't know if I'm sad because of the song or because of him trying to sing it to me.
It could be both.
Yeah, it could be both.
True. It's true. Corey, have you ever done the Fringe? Have you ever done what is
Yeah,
your career highlight to
That's
this?
right. We did Fringe.
your
I
career?
guess you weren't part of the cast at the time.
No, so Nick for context, and whenever I say Nick for context, I mean audience for context.
Sure.
because
Yeah, I'm
sometimes
the entirety of the audience.
You
Oh
represent
God.
the
Oh
audience.
no! Oh boy!
Represent the audience. Represent the audience.
Nobody
That's
listens
right,
to
that's
this, but Nick. Okay, got it.
Nick and 11
Our
other
Mississauga numbers are great
Nah.
because of my multiple listenings. just to hear whatever I say.
Mhm.
Did I sound good?
How's my audio on that one?
Did
Yeah.
I do that? Yeah. No, we did. We did the Fringe during the pandemic here. The best time to do it, baby.
Online or?
Yeah, we did it online. It like I said, the Good News translates very well online. We did some pre-recorded like video sketches. Quentin had a very funny sketch about the Toronto Jazz Festival where he just named nonsense words and like people. It's like, yeah, like just the most insane names. And it was just like it was like free. The naming of these non-real bands was
no.
jazz. It was
This
very
is
funny.
the exact same thing I was pitching to you about the Montreal sketch I wanted to write. I didn't realize it was something you had already done, except this
Yeah.
time in French.
Yeah. It was very funny though.
No.
And yeah, it was great. We had like it got reviewed pretty well as well. And that was a really good time. For example, it was called This is something that's on the poster currently. It felt a bit like wandering into a Lick's burger. It's good.
Oh,
Just, frenetic.
Oh.
No, that wasn't the compliment part. That was
okay.
just
Good
just a
burger. Solidity burg.
yeah.
Well, I think it's more about the experience of licks. It's
Yeah,
two
yeah.
things.
That's what they're
It's
saying.
one,
Like
right? It's
right,
one that,
frenetic, overstimulating were the words.
like, and they sing when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
order, and it's covered
Yeah.
in gunk. You get your shit covered in gunk, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is this a bit or is this an actual restaurant?
It's
Lick's Burgers? Oh, you never heard?
Lick's Burgers is a restaurant, although I don't know if it's around anymore.
No, I
but
think
they
it's done.
did-
I think it's dead.
It sounded
They-
terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
It-
And that's why the comparison in the review was
Okay.
very funny.
Great.
But like their burgers weren't bad, let's be honest. And you
Yeah.
could still
Ugh.
buy. I don't know if you can or not, but for a while you could buy gunk at the grocery store.
Gunk.
That's what it was called, wasn't it? It was gunk. It was like the sauce. That
thinking
it
of-
was like the equivalent.
Are you thinking of Gak?
Mac.
Like the
No,
the
I'm
kids-
not thinking
kids'
of
toy?
Gak. I'm not. You can't put Gak on your burger.
Yeah. Well, you could. You just
It sounded like this place tried.
yeah, they
It was
did.
gunk.
Gunk,
Okay.
Gak. What's the
So-
difference? between
Actually, you know what?
Okay,
I'm gonna look this
Nick,
up,
if
but
you had to
continue.
differentiate between what is a gunk, what is a Gak, I'll hear it.
Gak
I'd
sounds
say
like
Gak
some-
sounds lumpier.
Oh, okay.
Gak sounds like it
and not
comes out of
edible.
your wiener.
Oh my god, it's Brie.
It does, doesn't it?
That's
my
no. You
God.
need penicillin for that one.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah,
look
yeah.
up gunk licks
burnt.
in Google, what do you think's gonna happen?
Gunk licks? That's a very
I don't know.
the website I don't want to.
Nothing but goodness will come from that, Brie.
Licks. They were called Licks Home Burgers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Welcome.
This sounds
to
terrible.
Home burger. Home of the
What's a
home
home
burger.
burger?
Wait, could you not get licks from grocery stores as well?
I think you probably could.
If
Yeah,
somebody's
there's-
licking you at the grocery store, yeah, that's a different
Oh,
issue
it was
there,
just
but
called Guck, not Gunk. Guck.
That's
It's pretty close.
yeah. It's
They're a
not
great indie band, by the way.
guck.
100
Guck.
gucks.
I hear you gucking. Soy.
That's
bean.
gob. That's gob.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but it was all like that. The fringe show that we did was also called biting political commentary with a side of surreal absurdist humor. So there was some good stuff in there.
And that's where
Oh.
the licks came in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get the analogy now.
Mhm.
That's fun. Okay, so that was your experience with Fringe.
Yeah, it was a very, very cool experience to do it in a weird online like arena. But yeah,
Korri, I would say that you were like a mayor of Toronto comedy.
I don't
That
think
you
so.
know it- No? Okay.
No, I would not
Perhaps
say
an
that at all.
alderman?
Are you,
No,
are-
counselor.
are you trying to say that
Clerk?
I'm like John Tory?
Uh,
Rest in peace, Holy Grail.
uh,
Yeah, you're not saying no.
would you rather I say you were like Rob Ford?
Mhm.
Oh,
He was at least fun,
oh.
Yeah, very problematic in several ways.
He got
Yeah.
lustily blued.
What?
Dude.
Gucked. Oh, no.
I went to Jay's opener and he was lustfully booed. At
Why
Oh,
did
Blue
they?
yeah.
Oh,
Jays.
Doug, not Rob.
No,
You went to
one
the
that
home
was-
opener?
No, not this year. Like years ago when
Yeah. I remember.
when
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dead one was mayor of Toronto.
Ugh.
The-
Rob.
When
Yeah.
the dead
The dead
one was
one.
mayor, they were like,
It's just a
we can't have
weird-
Bernizing him.
Yeah. Oh my god. For several weeks,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
quite the scandal, and no one
Yeah.
picked up on it. It was weird.
Yeah.
He still
I mean-
sold drugs the whole time.
That's,
I mean, yeah,
you got to
he was-
keep the operation in order, I guess.
he was part of the
Yeah.
reason that Good News Toronto started in the first place. In fact,
Guys, we have to deal with this with
He
comedy.
wanted to host a show.
no, it was just so funny that that was the mayor of Toronto. I'm like, how is nobody talking about this? And then eventually he became he went on Kimmel and he went on like a bunch of other
Ugh.
How did
late
Good
night
News
shows.
start?
That's exactly that.
But okay,
Remember
so you
when
saw
that was the worst things were?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So, but
Holy
you saw
shit.
you saw Rob Ford, and you were like, "I'm going to start a show."
Yeah, like I always wanted to, I just kind of was like, okay, how do I get on stage? How do I do? I'm like, okay, I'll do my own show. And then I was like, well, the mayor's insane. And then
Yeah.
I approached Kate Noyes at the time, and I was like, hey, do you want to produce this political
How did
satire
you
show?
know Kate? Were you two? Did you two work together?
Second
prior?
City, yeah,
Second
yeah.
City, okay.
I'd seen her her review, like her con show, and I was like, hey, you seem like you'd be like hip to the jive of
I
news
don't think we're
comedy.
allowed to say that.
It'd be groovy, be a couple of groovy cats. Yeah, and then yeah, we started. I found out quickly after pitching the show. She's like, actually, I don't really know much about the news, and I don't really care about it. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
I'm trying to do that more. I want to be less connected.
Yeah, but yeah, and then it went from there. And
when did you meet Jeremy?
I don't really know. Maybe 2015, something like that.
And was he like a fan of the show? And he was like, "You have to put me on the show."
No. That I knew Bobby Homer.
Yes.
Who he was also in Second City World, and him and Jeremy were in the same conservatory class, and Bobby and I got along pretty well. And I started doing Bobby and his friend Charles Fernandez used to do a show over at 120 Diner before it became a condo, and they would do stand up there, so I would do stand up there as well. And then I think I saw Jeremy on that show, or maybe it was another show that they were both there together. Anyways, and I'm like, oh, this guy's very funny as well. And then I asked him to guest on the show a few times, and he did some weird, Jeremy monologue things. And then, eventually when I rejigged the show to be a set cast every month, I reached out to him, and he said, yeah. So,
what's your Good News Toronto #1 highlight?
Montreal Sketchfest, E12.
Oh, wait a minute! You said you never went to Montreal.
No, I'm saying that this one, the one
you're going to.
You're
so stoned.
But I thought you said 2012.
No, I said May 12th.
May 12th. Okay, there it is.
Oh, okay.
It's like 2012.
Yeah.
No, but okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to do the show in a new city, a new perspective. See,
are you gonna
come out on 10 o'clock on a Friday night when it's probably going to be nice weather? We'll see. It'll be great.
Are you gonna need to tune into like Quebec politics for a little while?
Is that what we're gonna do?
Brie, you haven't written?
Yeah, I did. I've written so many sketches.
Come on,
already.
come on.
They're all in French. I have to try.
Have you ever noticed that poutine? Oh,
yeah, nice. Poutine and Putin sound the same.
Am I right? Yeah. I'd rather have President Poutine.
Yeah, hey, that's good.
Go to war against French fries and gravy.
Yeah. At least Poutine's honest about the people it's killed with heart disease, unlike Putin, who never admits it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need me to write anything. I'm just gonna show up.
Yeah, exactly.
The special operation of putting gravy and cheese curds together with French fries.
That's gonna be our big closer. We're gonna cover cast in cheese and gravy.
It's like
a kitty size pool.
Oh my god! All right, I'm coming to that show. None of Brie's other ones, but
you will travel to Montreal.
Korri, what would you say are your biggest struggles as a performer in Toronto?
Ooh, wrangling a cast, baby.
Tough. Go into it. Go into that. Tell me about that. It's true, right? I think this is one of the reasons I've noticed in Toronto. There's like an influx of solo sketch performers.
Yeah, sure.
Frankly, I'm not a big fan of solo sketch.
No, I mean, yeah, it can be done very well. Like Ryan Sheedy, for example, was excellent. I saw previews of his show when we did Good News over at SoCap for like the Lobster Fest.
I'm not saying it can't be done. I saw Jillian Bartolucci's one.
Yeah, Jillian is also fantastic. MK Morris, not Brie Watson. I would skip.
I mean, it's a little close to like the one-man show.
But I think that's
stand-up
right?
comedy.
I think it's because it, like Korri, like you mentioned, I think it is so difficult to get a bunch of people together.
Yeah, it's very much so wrangling cats, and the more people, the more dominoes that can fall, and inevitably in every show there will be dropouts, and that's something that I've come to it's good, it's fine, it's just one of those. exactly.
But also, Corey, you seem to gravitate towards shows that have huge casts.
Yeah. I think I just like working with other people. It's where I think I love stand up for its own reasons, because it's very fun. It's very satisfying to go on stage and tell a joke. Exactly, the immediacy of getting the laughs, which was one of the struggles of Zoom comedy. But
and there were no laughs.
Exactly,
it was on mute.
Very much so, like that. Jim Carrey on Conan. I can't hear the laughter when like Jim Carrey was doing an impression of Conan. It's a very niche bit.
I gotta check it out.
Me and Devin Highland reminisced about it during the pandemic. But it's nice to it's nice to have that just immediate, and like, you know, oh, people are laughing at this because it's something I wrote. But having a big group of people, it's always nice to like work with friends and make new friends, and work on something that is just so silly and so fun, which is I mean, I think a large part of Good News was just, you know, silly times. And there are like struggles, but that's because it's show business, right? There's some things like when the work has to be done, it's not always fun, it's not always like glamorous or whatever. You have to like edit a poster, you have to, you know, send a reminder email to people, but on the whole, it's definitely worth it, I would say. And the Everything Improvised as well.
What's your dream show? Like Corey's dream show, and where everybody, like, let's just say everybody who is involved contributes. You know, like it's like the communist society of a comedy show for Corey, where everybody has to do their part.
It's on a cloud. And I'm driving a fire truck powered by farts. There's rainbows, there's unicorns. You said dream show, right? Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, and now less literally.
Okay. I think just having a fun show. I really don't enjoy the producing aspect of producing, if that makes sense. That's like one of the reasons why I'm kind of winding down or wound down Good News, just like figuring out schedules and like all the very just like boring stuff, which I'm sure we're losing listeners by the second talk about.
Well, this sounds like more you'd want to perform as opposed to having to produce.
Yeah, sure. I would say that, yeah.
But that's the tricky thing in Toronto.
And probably get money for it too would be nice.
Yes, exactly. That would be ideal.
This is a tricky thing because people to perform on a show, somebody's got to produce it. So is your goal, and you've produced so many shows because you want to perform.
Yeah.
There is like that.
That's fair, yeah.
So like I'm in the same boat, right? I mean, I'm the same thing. I was told, like, if you don't, if you want to be in a show, make the show, right? Make it happen.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. I agree.
And then
at the start, but at some point, you want to just be on the shows. You want to stop doing all that heavy lifting and just have fun.
But the glory of 10 years of Good News Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, the glory.
Glory of everything.
Yeah, I forgot about the glory. Didn't think of the glory.
Nobody ever thinks about the glory of producing a comedy show. Corey, the problem might be that you're a good producer.
Of
course, that might not be the problem.
There's better producers, I'm sure.
Are there?
Have you heard of the Mervishes, Brie? These people are insane. They have theaters.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a hot topic right now. Have you guys seen these AI generated Balenciaga commercials on YouTube?
Balenciaga?
Yes. This is a thing. All right. I don't know if it's come up on our YouTube, and it'll be like Harry Potter, but in a 1990s Balenciaga commercial.
Ooh, we love it.
I don't know what Balenciaga means.
I also love that you preface this with like a jail. You guys seen this? You guys heard about
this? Yeah. I went full Leno. I have lots of cars.
Look at this. If the headline, if they misprinted something here. Isn't that hilarious?
Hate that guy.
Balenciaga, everybody loves him.
This
What are you
is-
talking about? He's beloved in the comedy community. But Balenciaga Harry Potter, AI generated.
Yeah, that's a good one to start with. Then you could go to what was
Are you just telling us what YouTube videos to watch?
Yeah, so go to that, and then
Korri, have you thought about being a TikTok sensation?
So during the pandemic, I was making videos for the Good News channel, and they were on TikTok, and they were doing fairly well, I'll say. Like in the, what's the highest one? 10K, 216K,
that sounds
270K. Yeah, so I was doing pretty well. I was doing just like, it was me, like, because again, it was just kind of came out of there was nothing else to do, and I was responding.
You were at home with your wife working?
She was working. Yeah, that's right.
During the pandemic.
But so for this, it was more like I was responding to his daily briefings. Remember, he would come out every day and be like, "I'm Doug Ford, and I'm a fucking idiot." But he was like, I don't know, he was just mishandling everything, and I was just it was very frustrating to see that he was the person that was in charge of it all. So I would respond to his like
stellar
his
leadership. Oh,
gaffes.
sorry, the opposite, the other one.
Exactly. Yeah.
The
Exactly.
other one.
Yeah.
He went the other way.
Yeah, he did.
Sure did.
But like he would like even just like stumble on like the website you went to go to get your vaccine information, or like the phone number, or like he's like, I went for a drive the other day, and all these parks were just business as usual. I'm like, Doug, it's first of all, parks aren't a business. This is not where the cases are coming from. And what drive was this? This drive didn't happen. Like, you're like, stop lying. Like, I don't know. It's just
why was he so mad about parks too? Like, it sounds like such a nice thing.
Taxes,
yeah, but they put like
these parks could be condos.
No, but like they would put caution tapes around the parks during the pandemic to be like, you can't go there because it's dangerous.
Yeah, outside,
like, Doug, like,
where there's fresh air and sunlight. Don't go there.
Yeah,
go to church.
Yeah, but it's also like we didn't really know what was happening at the time. It's like maybe it was spread there, but then also, why is Costco open? Why is Walmart open when
of course
people can't go to a fucking park? Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, man? And it's not a business. And he's like, yeah, these people are like business as usual. And then he got upset that when he opened up outdoor dining, he's like, everybody's on the patio having, just hanging out, and it's like, Doug, this is your fault. You're the one that said open the patios, and then everybody's on the patio, and he's just like, oh, all these people are, just hanging out on the patio. Like, of course they are. Of course they are. You said they could. Like, why are you upset and yelling
Dude,
at
your
these,
daughter was serving shots there. Like, what do you want?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right out of her pussy.
Oh my God.
Korri, it sounds like you're really passionate about the political scene.
Oh no.
Who isn't? Yeah. No, I meant the political scene in general in Toronto. I mean, you wrote a show for 10 years about it. Would you ever consider going into politics yourself?
No, I hate that.
It's terrible.
Korri, you have this platform where you have literally dozens of people you can talk to right now on our podcast. Is there any messages you would like to leave for them? Words of hope or inspiration?
Live, laugh, love.
Lactate.
Live every moment. Love every day. Yeah. Because before you know it, your precious life slips away. Grown-ups too, baby.
Oh, okay.
And scene.
That's great.
Thanks for coming, Korri. You want to say struggle on with us?
Struggle on.
Struggle on. It's fine.
We didn't even say we didn't say it.
You can fix that.
We have to all say it together.
Okay.
Struggle on.
Struggle on.
I think it's better individually. Just like push.
You're probably right. Struggle on.
Struggle on.
Fine. That's
struggle on.
There you go.
Struggle on.
On.
Well, this has been episode 83 of the Constant Struggle podcast. For more information about Korri Birch, our guest, check out our show notes at theconstantstruggle.podbean.com.
That was a fun episode. Korri is a good and silly boy. Yes, of our lives.
It was. I don't know. Our chats are always fun. I like talking to the kind folks that spend their struggly times with us.
Yeah, it's good to get to know. But for sure, if you did enjoy the episode, share it with somebody who maybe hasn't had the chance to work with Korri yet, or somebody who has had the chance to work with Korri yet, and you just want to remind them of how great he is. Feel free to share it with them. And in the meantime, you can like, share, and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts or Podbean or Google Podcasts or any of the pod places. Most of the pod places we're at.
Yep, indeedly. And if you just want to feel the co-struggle with other creatives out there, the whole point of the show.
Yeah, solidarity. I'm very involved with the union these days. Anyway, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at StrugglePod, and you can like our Facebook fan page at The Constant Struggle Podcast on Facebook.
Struggle on, Brie.
And
struggle on, Mr. Homer.
And struggle on to you, sir. Good sir. Fair, sir.
Bye.